My dad funded my adopted brother's empire and he told me I lacked vision. For years later, he begged me for a bailout. My older brother, Leo, drowned when I was 7. I was in the boat. I lived. My father never forgave the ocean, and he never forgave me. Our estate became a mausoleum. Leo's rowing medals rusted on the mantel. I used to sit in his desk chair, praying some of his worth would seep into my skin. Dad provided the absolute minimum. Calories, textbooks, a mattress. If he acknowledged me, it was only to measure me against Marcus, Leo's best friend, the boy my father practically adopted to fill the void. Marcus became the project. I became the anchor. I tried to buy his love with achievements. When I won the state architectural design contest at 14, I walked into his home office, hands trembling around the glass trophy. He was smoking cigars with Marcus, reviewing blueprints. I took first place, I whispered. He didn't even look up. Close the door, there's a draft. I was a ghost haunting my own childhood. Marcus got standing ovations for showing up. I got audited for breathing. Dad would grip Marcus's shoulder, eyes glowing. That's the future of the firm. I just stood there, clutching my blueprints until my knuckles turned white. When I was 18, my first major client backed out. I walked into the kitchen, fighting back tears. Dad was reading the paper. Stop pacing, he snapped. You're ruining my focus. I walked out, finally understanding that bleeding in front of him just annoyed him. I assumed my acceptance to Cornell's architecture program would finally buy me a seat at the table. Money was tight, but I thought he'd at least co-sign a loan. Instead, I walked in on him handing Marcus a certified check. Seed money for the development firm, Dad said, beaming. Make me proud. I waited until Marcus left. Will you co-sign my student loans? I asked, throat tight. He wiped his glasses. I can't leverage my assets for both of you. Marcus has actual vision. That sentence severed the last pathetic thread connecting us. I tried to survive anyway. Graveyard shifts at a toll booth, eating expired granola bars, drafting until my eyes bled. I couldn't afford the second semester. I dropped out. Marcus was posting photos from Dubai, popping champagne on yachts my father subsidized. So I vanished. No explosive arguments. I just packed a duffel bag and changed my number. I rented a basement that smelled like sulfur. I framed houses. I worked construction until my hands were calloused, eventually landing a junior draftsman role at a boutique firm. I clawed my way into my licensing exams, paying for every credit in cash. Somewhere in that grind, I built a chosen family. Mentors who reviewed my work. Friends who celebrated my wins. It wasn't the silver spoon empire my father bought for Marcus, but it was mine. That's when the real bombshell dropped. 4 years later, the receptionist at my firm buzzed my office. There's an Arthur Vance here to see you. Heat climbed my neck and my vision blurred. I walked out to the glass lobby. My father looked fragile. His custom suits were replaced by a wrinkled trench coat. His hands shook. He tried to force a warm smile. Then he broke. I need capital, Elias, he choked out. I'm facing foreclosure. The silence stretched out, heavy and suffocating. Where is Marcus? I asked. He looked at the floor. He liquidated the LLC. He won't return my calls. It clicked with brutal clarity. He wasn't here because he missed his son. He was here because the bank cut him off. You funded his empire and told me I lacked vision, I said, my voice dead level. So find some vision. Elias, please, he begged, tears spilling over. I'm your father. I'm proud of the firm you built. You're a decade too late, I snapped. Security will show you out. I did my own audit later. Dad hadn't just given Marcus seed money. He collateralized his own construction company, drained his retirement, and leveraged the family estate to keep Marcus's failing luxury developments afloat. When the market corrected, Marcus took the remaining cash, filed bankruptcy, and told my father, it's just business. He left the old man to drown. Dad sent me a massive email that night. Paragraphs of grief, apologies, saying Leo would want us to reconcile. He begged for a second chance. I stared at the glowing monitor. The terrified kid inside me wanted the fantasy, but the architect I became remembered every slammed door, every stolen opportunity, and the cold truth that I was only valuable when he ran out of options.